Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Michael Reed here, and welcome back to another toy review by yours truly. And today we are back with probably one of the more anticipated reviews, at least for me. Today we are finally taking a look at a CX Bay that I've been waiting for quite a while to get. As I know it's been a while since we looked at CX here on the channel, but there's a good reason for that, because today, as I said, we're taking a look at probably one of the most highly anticipated CX releases, at least in my collection. Reaper Incendio, or HellsReaper. And yeah, this guy looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad to finally have him, as I've literally been waiting what felt like 2-3 months just to get my hands on this guy. Because I believe this guy initially, or at least for me, he came out on Beyblade Day a few months ago. And I just knew I had to get him the moment he went up for pre-order. So, as you can say, this is, what is this now, like my third or fourth Bay ever that I've ever pre-ordered, ever, in the history of ever. But anyhow, so taking a look at him, he looks pretty darn awesome. But of course, let's quickly compare it real quick to the Takara packaging. Because as you guys can see, there's quite a significant change between the Japanese and the Hasbro packaging right here. Just want to get that out of the way real quick before I forget. Now, on to Reaper Incendio here. As you guys can see, it does look pretty nice in the all-new packaging we have for the Hasbro CX line here. Taking a look at the box, of course you do get the Beyblade X logo at the top as per usual, and we get a very nice CG render of HellsReaper, or Reaper Incendio, and he looks absolutely fantastic. Super neat evolution in the Hells lineage. And of course right here we do get the Let It Rip text as well, it's the CX logo. And we do have this brand new bubble right here, which of course shows off the lock chip, the main blade, and the new assist blade. So all new parts with this guy, which is really, really nice to see as well. And on top of all of that, this guy, actually before I get to that, getting a little ahead of myself, we do have the Reaper Incendio T 470K text down here, and it is in fact a balanced type. And this guy was originally released as a random booster prize, which I think is really weird, because, like, why would you lock one of the main Persona, right, members behind a random booster? Just such a weird choice, but at least Hasbro came in for us and just released him as a normal starter. So that is awesome. So, for us. But up here we also do get this little caption here. Yes, so this does include, of course, the completed bay, and you do get the little proto launcher, and you do get the Karatomi logo up here as well. Now, and of course, get the Hasbro logo down here as well. And spinning around to the side of the box. If my turntable would like to cooperate, hold on one second here, guys. There we go. No idea what happened there, but as I was saying, on the side of the box here, we do, of course, have the Beyblade X mobile app right there. So, definitely check that out if you haven't already. And, of course, on the back of the box, we do get the Reaper Incendio T 470K text here again. Balanced type, right spin. And we get all of the parts beautifully displayed right here. And then, of course, right here, we do actually get this new caption, which, of course, shows off a little more detail about the bay itself. So, of course, the lock chip secures the CX blade together. The primary blade has rapid smashing strikes. And then the auxiliary blade, as Hasbro calls it, or the assist blade, enhances stamina or attack. So that is pretty awesome. And of course, you have the only compatible with Beyblade X system caption here. And of course, it tells you everything it includes at the bottom. And then on this side here, we do also have a little CX caption there as well. So, with the box now fully showcased, let's go ahead and crack this guy open and see how awesome HellsReaper actually is. Alright, so now with the bay fully unboxed, let's go ahead and take a look at it. But first, I do need to mention here that you do get a brand new set of instructions, and I believe these instructions do come with all of the new CX releases from Hasbro. And of course, what's really new about this is, of course, this caption here, and of course this side here, which just showcases how to use the CX system and how to unlock it, lock it, everything like that. And on the back here, it just gives you some more detail as to how to use the new auxiliary blade or assist blade, and so on and so forth, and how to use the launcher and everything like that. So that is a really nice little pamphlet. Right there. So, quickly folding up that roadmap. Let's take a look now at the bay itself. And of course, we're going to start off with the lock chip, which is Hells, or of course, for Hasbro, it's Reaper, or Incendio in this case. And it does look really, really good. So, of course, just like every other lock chip we've gotten for CX thus far, it functions pretty much exactly the same way, but we do get it in this nice black plastic, and I love this design with like the flaming skull sort of snarling at you. Looks really, really nice. And of course, later we will do comparisons with the previous Hell's lineage bays, but for HellsReaper, this guy looks pretty darn awesome. And of course on the back you have the same locking mechanism as with, of course, the previous lock chips we've gotten with CX so far. So pretty awesome lock chip, like it quite a bit. So next up we get the main blade here, which is, of course, Reaper. And it does look pretty darn awesome in this nice sort of red color here. Now, of course, in the original Random Booster release, they did also do a recolor of this in blue, but this is, of course, the main color for this particular main blade. And as you can see, this blade harkens back quite a bit to the original Hell's blade, yeah? So, pretty nice callback, if I do say so myself. And of course, just like the Hell's blade, or the original Hell's, it does of course have these sharp scythe-like blades here, which are your main points of contact. And we do get this very nice plastic part up top here with some very nice printing work, which hopefully, unlike the previous main blades I've had, these ones won't chip up after a few launches. I'm praying, but we'll have to see what comes of that. And of course, you do get the nice clear coat finish on the blade, as you would expect with every metal component with Beyblade X these days. So that is awesome. And of course on the back you can see, just like with the previous main blades, you still have the tri-wing screws here, and the little prongs to line up with the assist blade. Speaking of which, let's move on to the assist blade, which is T or turn. So turn is brand new to the CX line, and it does look pretty darn interesting in this sort of pink color here. And also, turn might sound familiar to you Burst fans, because for those who might remember, turn was of course also the name of the PC frame, I believe it was, or the disc frame that came out all the way back in Beyblade Burst GT on Judgment Joker, yeah? So, or even earlier than that, it actually came out on, I believe it was Dead Hades. Yeah, so pretty nice callback to that Burst component right there. And just like the Burst version, I guess you could say, this one does have a very interesting gimmick with it. Oh, and of course down here is the QR code, so you guys can scan HellsReaper or Reaper Incendio into your Beyblade X mobile app. But to show the gimmick, what you want to do, I believe, is you just want to pull up, on this, and you can, as you guys can see, there are two different directions you can have this in. So if you have it in the downwards configuration, which I had, and of course you just line up the little the little locks right there, and it should just snap nicely down into place. You have it in, of course, the but this is the defense mode. So of course it's going to, so of course because of the angled shape, it should be able to defend against attacks coming at it from below, right? Now, if you take it off again and you flip it upside down, so that way these little plastic points are showing up here, and you put it back on, making sure to line up the little locks and snap it into place, which, like that. Now you have it in the attack mode. So now the blades are pointing up, and of course, as it is spinning, it will now attack opponents from and sort of smash them up with the blade. So it kind of has some smash attack there. So that is pretty darn interesting. And so far, I believe this is the first and only assist blade to feature a mode change like this. And it is just really, really interesting for that. So very, very nice assist blade. Super, super interesting. Right there. And now, of course, we move on now to our ratchet at last. Our ratchet, which is 470. Now, 470, I believe, is a new ratchet here. Could be wrong. But I believe this is new. And we get it in this nice black and this sort of red wine sort of red color. So, really, really nice. And plus, it's nice to have a 70 height in the 4 series of ratchets. So, 7mm. Always appreciated. So that is nice. And last but certainly not least, we get the bit, which just like the assist blade is quite interesting. This is called kick, or as I like to call it in my head, crux. Because I mean, come on, crux sounds way cooler than kick to me, but that's just me. Plus, I mean, Spriggan crux launch, come on, Hasbro, it was right there. But sure. Kick. Okay. So anyway, kick, yes. This one's very interesting in the fact that, at least from what the anime and the manga have explained, this bit is supposed to be a combination of the taper bit and the hexa bit from Hell's Hammer. Really, really interesting bit. So it's supposed to have the aggressive nature of taper, but the hammer-like action of hexa. Really interesting idea. And of course it does have this high burst resistance on it, which is great. And we get it in this very nice red color. So that's nice to see here as well. Now, of course, to assemble your main blade here, or your blade, all you do is you simply, of course, just like before, align the prongs with the prongs on the assist blade here. And then, of course, you line up your lock chip with the little holes here. And you grab your bit, give it a little twist. And there you have your HellsReaper fully assembled. It does look quite nice. And of course, once you get your nice ratchet and bit here, which if I fix the camera again here, nice tight click, nice tight click again, there we have HellsReaper or Reaper Incendio turn 470 kick. Really, really nice looking bay. And of course, to quickly reconfigure it into the upper attack mode so you guys can see. So again, just like with any other CX bay, you just disassemble it like so, making sure to carefully untwist everything and get everything open here. And to flip the blade around, snap it all together like that. And of course, to get your blade back on like so, and assemble your lock chip like that, and put back in the ratchet and the bit. There you have it in the attack mode, so you guys can see how that looks. So this definitely gives it a different look, that's for sure, for HellsReaper. So there you go. And once I get it back into the base mode here, which I'll actually do a jump cut for that real quick. Alright, so now that we have it back in its base form, let's do some quick comparisons with some other bays from the CX line. So, for our first comparison, let's bring in, of course, our lovely drawn Brave. So you guys can see how they look together. And again, nice to see Team Persona back together here with their new CX bays. And yeah, HellsReaper just looks quite small compared to Brave. But then again, considering it is an attack type and just how huge the contact points are, yeah, I think it fits. Plus, it's not too far off from their original BX releases anyway. And for our next comparison, let's bring in Wizard Arc here, so you guys can see how they look together. And again, I can't help but just notice just how much smaller Wizard Arc is in comparison to HellsReaper. And HellsReaper is also kind of small and thin too. I mean, it worked pretty well for Wizard, but I'm curious to see how it's going to work for Hells here in a bit. But still, very, very interesting nonetheless. For our next comparison, let's grab Perseus Dark right there, so you guys can see how they look together. And yeah, Perseus definitely looks to be a good bit taller than HellsReaper, but we'll see if that height really makes a difference or not here in a bit. And last but not least, let's grab, of course, the previous, or the special edition, Drawn Brave and Perseus Dark. And just for fun, we'll squeeze them both in here, so you guys can see how all three of them look together there. And yeah, it's really nice to see with the CX line just how much more colorful and visually appealing the base look now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the simplistic nature of BX and UX, but at the same time, this is what the X line really, really needed. Some more of that pop that made Burst so well known for. And I think with CX, even now with HellsReaper, even though it is quite a bit more modest than the other three, I mean, or in this case, the other five, I still think he looks absolutely phenomenal nonetheless. And now for our last quick comparison, let's grab all of the previous Hell's line bays. So of course we'll bring in Hell's Scythe, Hell's Chain, and Hell's Hammer, so you can see all of them together before I move on to the battles. And yeah, these guys just look absolutely amazing together. And of course, I think it was very, very smart for Takara to focus more on what made the Hells line so great in the first place with the original Reaper variant. So, very nice to see that come back. Don't get me wrong, I loved Hell's Chain and Hell's Hammer. They were both really, really good. But let's see if we can recapture what made the Hells line so great in the first place with the original HellsReaper. So, I think with that, let's go ahead and do our quick jump cut here, and let's get on to the battles. So, see you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, and we are back. And of course we have our lovely BX10 right here. And of course off screen I have my massive, massive collection over here. Let's go ahead and grab our brand new HellsReaper here, or Reaper Incendio. And let's see what he does in the stadium. And of course I will have to change him between the two modes over the course of this segment. So that's going to be really fun to do in editing. Oh boy. So, here we go. Oh, and of course, can't forget, I am going to be using my Winder Launcher for this as well. So, we'll start off in the defense mode, and then we will do a quick jump cut and show him off in the attack mode. So, here we go. And as you guys can see, he is pretty darn aggressive. Not as aggressive as the previous health lineage, but still pretty darn aggressive nonetheless. Plus, the colors just, again, look really, really good on Reaper. Jeez. Alright, so now let's go ahead and switch him over to the defense, or the attack mode. Alright, so now that we have him in the attack mode, let's see if he performs any different on the attack mode. Well, I mean, he does seem to move a little bit faster, but that's pretty much about it. So with that, let's go ahead now and grab some bays as soon as I put him back in his defense mode. And we'll do a little mix of both. We'll try to do a couple battles in the defense mode and then a couple battles in the attack mode. So, here we go. Alright, and first up here, let's see. Let's grab... you know what, we'll start off with some CX bays first. And I think we'll start off with something simple. Wizard Arc. Let's see what he can do against HellsReaper in defense mode. So, here we go. Wow! And that was a really quick finish by HellsReaper. Jeez. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he actually flew off all the way onto my... and hit my wall over here. Jeez. Alright. Let's go again. Very interesting movement for HellsReaper. Come on. Yeah. Nice. Ooh, and HellsReaper gets another win. Let's go one more time. One more time. Woo! And a big old burst from Wizard Arc there. Jeez. Wow. Okay. So. Well, that was definitely something. Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll switch over to attack mode here. And then we'll go against... let's do Perseus Dark here. And we'll switch him over to attack mode for this. So, here we go. Alright. Come on, HellsReaper! Woo! And a big smash attack from HellsReaper. I don't know if the attack mode affected it or not, but oh boy, it definitely seemed to have a lot more smash attack than it did in its defense mode. But let's try again just to be sure. Woo! Crazy movement from HellsReaper. Alright, come on. Oh! And another big smash attack from HellsReaper. Yo, I think this attack mode might actually have a bit more punch than I expected. But let's do one more time just to be sure. Just one more. Oh! Jeez. I was gonna say, come on, Perseus, but never mind. You suck, Perseus. Jeez. Got absolutely owned right there. Oh, and he actually popped the ratchet too. Huh. But yeah, attack mode definitely seems to do some damage here. And you know what? Just for fun, let's get another defense type here. And we'll just keep him in his attack mode. Let's do... How about... You know what? Phoenix Rudder. Why not? Dare I say, why not? Because you know what? We don't see him a lot in these reviews. So let's give him some love. I think he deserves it. Woo! Big smash attacks from Reaper. Come on, Phoenix Rudder. Maybe? Why did I say maybe? He just got destroyed. Okay. Let's go again. Whoa! Big hits from HellsReaper already. Ah. Come on, HellsReaper. No, this isn't looking good. Come on. Yes! Alright. One more time. One more time. And a nice big smash attack from HellsReaper again. Jeez, absolutely annihilated. Really, really nice to see. Jeez. So with that, guys, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this review on HellsReaper. All in all, a very interesting CX release. I almost said BX. CX release. And I think this guy might be a solid addition to the Hells lineage. Of course, in terms of the pros and cons for this guy, I mean, hey, if you don't want to go through the hassle of getting the random booster, this is a really nice way to get him. Not to mention, of course, you can get you get all new parts with this guy. So, and I believe the Reaper Blade's actually, at least it seems to be pretty good, if not better than the original Hell's Blade was back in the BX system or lineage. And then, of course, it seems like the turn assist blade does actually change the performance quite a bit. So that is definitely something I'll have to play around with in my spare time here. And of course, 470 and kick seem to work pretty well for this combo too. So all in all, pretty solid release. So yeah, just a solid win for the CX line once again. So with that, guys, if you guys did enjoy this review, then please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Later, Eat Squad, and have a good one.